All right, so thank you so much for joining the Miracle Recap. And I was thinking, we've been doing this for some time now. Many times we came together in the Miracle Recap. And that's so lovely. Like we're at lesson 140 to 146. That's amazing. Like, wow, that's almost half a year, kind of. That's great. So today we are reviewing the lessons in the 140s, and it's always great to read the introduction to the review, because there's always a lot of encouragement, a lot of support that is given, and I'm certainly gonna read that, and let yourself be open to receive this, because it's worth it. It's so great. So let's see. The fourth review. Now we review again. This time, aware, we are preparing for the second part of learning how the truth can be applied. Today we will begin to concentrate on readiness for what will follow next. Such is our aim for this review and for the lessons following. Thus we review the recent lessons and their central thoughts in such a way as will facilitate the readiness that we would now achieve. There's a central theme that unifies each step in the review we undertake, which can simply be stated in these words: my mind holds only what I think with God. Now that is a fact, and represents the truth of what you are and what your Father is. It is this thought by which the Father gave creation to the Son, establishing the Son as co-creator with himself. It is this thought that fully guarantees salvation to the Son. For in his mind no thoughts can dwell but those his Father shares. Lack of forgiveness blocks this thought from his awareness, yet it is forever true. Let us begin our preparation with some understanding of the many forms in which the lack of true forgiveness may be carefully concealed, because they are illusions. They are not perceived to be but what they are. Defenses that protect your unforgiving thoughts from being seen and recognized. Their purpose is to show you something else, and hold correction of through self-deceptions made to take its place. And yet your mind holds only what you think with God. Your self-deceptions cannot take the place of truth, no more than can a child who throws a stick into the ocean change the coming and the going of the tides, the warming of the water by the sun, the silver of the moon on it by night. So do we start each practice period in this review with readying our minds to understand the lessons that we read and see the meaning that they offer us. Begin each day with time devoted to the preparation of your mind to learn what each idea you will review that day can offer you in freedom and in peace. Open your mind and clear it of all thoughts that would deceive, and let this thought alone engage it fully, and remove the rest. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. 5 minutes with this thought will be enough to set the day along the lines which God appointed, and to place His mind in charge of all the thoughts you will receive that day. They will not come from you alone, for they will all be shared with Him, and so each one will bring the message of His love to you, returning messages of yours to Him. So will communion with the Lord of hosts be yours, as He Himself has willed it be. And as His own completion joins with Him, so will He join with you who are complete, as you unite with Him and He with you. After your preparation, merely read each of the 2 ideas assigned to you to be reviewed that day. Then close your eyes and say them slowly to yourself. There's no hurry now, for you are using time for its intended purpose. Let each word shine with the meaning God has given it, as it was given to you through His voice. Let each idea which you review that day give you the gift that He has placed in it, laid in it, for you to have of Him. And we will use no format for our practicing but this. Each hour of the day, bring to your mind the thought with which the day began, and spend a quiet moment with it. Then repeat the 2 ideas you practice for the day unhurriedly, with time enough to see the gifts that they contain for you, and let them be received where they were meant to be. We add no other thoughts, but let these be the messages they are. We need no more than this to give us happiness and rest and endless quiet, perfect certainty, and all our Father wills that we receive as the inheritance we have of Him. Each day of practicing as we review, we close as we began, repeating first the thought that made the day a special time of blessing and happiness for us, and through our faithfulness restored the world from darkness to the light, from grief to joy, from pain to peace, from sin to holiness. God offers thanks to you who practice thus the keeping of His word. And as you give your mind to the ideas for the day again before you sleep, His gratitude surrounds you in the peace wherein He wills you be forever, and are learning now to claim again as your inheritance. My mind holds only what I think with God. So we start with 121. So please join me in reading this. I will read the first one. The first 2, I'm sorry. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. I will awaken from the dream that I am mortal, fallible, and full of sin, and know I am the perfect Son of God. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. So you go ahead.
Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all of my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace.
Sois simplement silencieux. Vous n'aurez besoin d'aucune autre règle que celle-ci. Laissez votre pratique d'aujourd'hui vous élever au-dessus de la pensée du monde et libérer votre vision des yeux du corps. Restez simplement immobile et écoutez.
All that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now, and I will trust in him.
Je te bénis, frère, avec l'amour de Dieu que je voudrais partager avec toi, car je voudrais apprendre la joyeuse leçon qu'il n'y a d'amour que celui de Dieu, le vôtre, le mien et celui de tous.
This will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world is a world I want. I choose to see that world instead of this, for here is nothing that I really want.
It is impossible to see two worlds. Let me accept the strength God offers me and see no value in this world, that I may find my freedom and deliverance.
Today I seek and find all that I want. My single purpose offers it to me. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth.
Je perds le monde de tout ce que je pensais qu'il était et je choisis à la place ma propre réalité.
With nothing in our hands to which we cling, with lifted hearts and listening minds we pray. Only salvation can be said to cure. Speak to us, Father, that we may be healed.
Thank you so much for reading together. So this is like the introduction and the review of the lessons that we're looking at today. Now it is like these lessons are so total in themselves, so to review them is really like you put it down for yourself, like this is what I want. Like it either increases the conflict within you that you say like, well, I'm not sure. And that's why this title came to me today. It's like, this holds nothing that I really want. Here holds nothing that I really want. And specifically the word really want. like the things of the world, you might want a little bit, but there's nothing that you really want. Like you will always let go of the ideas. You will always release the ideas. You might treasure them for a moment, but then you release them. You let them go. So it's like you don't want them really. and this makes all the difference. So here it says in one of these lessons, like, if you don't want it totally, you don't want it at all. But you're just not accustomed to thinking that way. So this is not an invitation to compare everything. Like, do I really want it or not really want it? It's like that sorting out doesn't make any sense either. But you do it anyway. You do it. That's naturally what the mind does. So you think you have a conflict. Now you think like, wow, I like that also a little bit. And yeah, I would love to have some of that and this and no. But then when it comes down to it, you don't really want it. And this is really interesting. Like the image that you had of it, you want it for sure. Like you see something as like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. But then you discover something else. Like what you think you want in the first place as an image, you don't even know what you choose for. You choose for an image. And you think that is what would make you complete. Not realizing that completion is something that's inherent in you, in who you truly are, of course. So this is the difference. Now here the thing that happens here is then you don't walk around like that all day. That you're looking at like, what is this? What is it that I really want? What do I need actually in this moment? See, if you look for it in a place like in the world, you see everything that you need. In that moment, you see everything that you need. It will be shiny, it will be beautiful, and it's like just to pick up and yeah, you can do it. Okay, well, there it is. It's like you can buy it. Okay, let's do it. And then you discover something else. Like, that was not what I thought it was. Oh no, that's a whole different experience. It's not really what I want anyway. Like otherwise you would be satisfied. You would be fulfilled. This is totally different. If something is totally for you and you are completely, say, letting that in and seeing that as part of yourself completely, then you would already have it, and it would give you the fulfillment, the sense of fulfillment, or the complete fulfillment that would make you so grateful for that what is given, that you never need anything anymore. But here's the thing, it's like in time you see this easily. You think one thing, yes, I want that. It's like, I want that beautiful iPad. No. But now I see there's like 5 choices. Which one should I get? Well, I want the best, the fastest one. And you buy it. It doesn't necessarily need to be anything, but it's like you buy it. And then you discover, well, I wanted the update, or the updated version of it. This is the 2024 version. I want the 2025 version. Like this is what the mind does. You wanted that. You had a desire for it, and you really thought you needed that. Like that was part of you. You weren't complete without it. That's why you needed it. See, these things are so interesting, and this goes a very long way with all the first impressions that you have as images of things that would make you complete or that you really want, thinking that it would give you what you expected, what it tells you that it will give you. It's really like a temptation, of course. Now, this is interesting to take a look at, how you do that. Now, here's the thing then, because this is what we're training to do, in fact, and saying like, this world holds nothing that I really want. It holds nothing that I really want. So that's a different experiment with yourself. And that's like you release ideas of what you think you need or what you think you want here. Now you're open to literally admit that to yourself. There's nothing that I really want. First, it is just a thought experiment. You experiment with the idea. It's like, if I would say that, if I would completely say, stand behind that idea, or really am convinced of that idea, if I really take it in as that idea, what would that give me? Like, what would happen? Because it seems like I don't get anything if I don't get the beautiful iPad that I really wanted. Like it doesn't, no, I don't get all these things. Now it seems like I don't get anything. It's just how the human mind works. Like now it's kind of quiet at Christmas time. It's kind of quiet. There are not that many presents. There's none of these things that I was valuing so much before. It's very quiet. Now, what is it? Like this can be a transition period that you're in. Like, in fact, a little bit like frustrated that these things are not for you. Just recognizing that in myself. Like, I have recognized that in myself. Now what? Like, I keep practicing and I keep thinking, well, that must be the best thing for me because it's given to me. And I know that things of this world, in a certain extent, never give me what I truly want. So I was hoping that it would be, and I have a lot of faith that it will be in the future, but I release those ideas now. Now it goes one step further. And say, like, this world holds nothing that I want. I lose the world from all I thought it was. I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. I want an open mind so that I can receive what is truly mine already. Now that is a whole different training. Now suddenly I have to open my consciousness instead of opening my eyes to all the temptation that's lying in front of me. See how that changes everything? And this is in things. This is in relationships. This is in images that you hold about things that you want, like persons that you want, houses that you want, all the things that you can possibly imagine that you want. All of it. Like, there's no exception to it, really. Or any kind of situation that you wanted to put yourself into, thinking that it will make you complete as your own plan of salvation. Like, if I do that and this and this and this, then my life should be quite complete and I would be, might be happy then by doing so. So these things are just very, very practical in that sense. Now, it's like none of that. No. There's nothing that I want. Now my consciousness can be open. I can receive what is given me. I will have to take time to do that. And I've the promise of what it says in A Course in Miracles, the promise that will be given. Literally, like, I will come to see that is a gift given to me. And I want to discover that. So this is your motivation then to do these lessons. Now the result, you could say, or the effect of the gift itself that is given you, it comes to you in a whole different way. So it is not the, say, sense of satisfaction that it gives you as the things of the world. No, it's totally different. But what does it do? It confirms to you your relationship with the universe. It confirms to you that it was already given to you, that it is a total part of you, that it's like there's no exhaustion, there's no lack in it. It's not that you have to save money to do so. It is not that you have to shop around in order to find the right thing. So it's like all that energy that you normally do to look for this satisfaction and try to find it and let it come to you, all that can go now. Now in here, it becomes very quiet. You take it with you wherever you go. It's right here. It is where you can receive that in yourself. It is opening your consciousness. Like that's the only thing that you have to do for it. So that is no effort. So and you cannot believe that, especially not coming from a tradition of temptation, you cannot imagine that you don't have to do anything to have total satisfaction. You could say total fulfillment. You cannot believe that that's effortless. But in our training, you learn it step by step and see more and more of it. And so things are opening up. Things are coming to you in ways that you didn't expect, and you really had nothing to do with it. Now that is so lovely. Like it doesn't take effort. It is not an accomplishment, and it's given you. Now that's a win-win situation. That's something like that. Anyone would go for that, you would say. Like anyone would go for that. This is a deal you can't miss. And here we are with the 9 of us or 10 of us in this class, like opening for the gift that is given by just doing nothing, by not even putting effort to gain it, but just opening our consciousness in all quiet, in all stillness, just closing our eyes to the temptations of the world, closing our eyes in the sense of, well, I don't want to look at it. I don't expect any of that. It holds nothing that I want. So I can close my eyes now and be still and listen and receive. And it is given, and it will always be given. It is like it's never sold out. It is always available fully. It doesn't need to be shipped. It's instantaneous. You can receive it here right now. It doesn't have to come from somewhere else. No, it's all happening within you. What an incredible deal. Think of it. It's like, even if it would be a gift, it would be the best gift ever. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to do a lot of things for it. None of and the comparison is really great. It's like none of that needs to occur. It's just given. It's freely available. Abundant supply, more than you can possibly take in. And what's so bad about that? Or you like to complain about there's not enough of something. Okay. Or you like to complain that the thing that you wanted isn't available anymore. Okay, well, have fun. Have fun in your world. Because that is a world of limitation. Or the car didn't come in the color that you wanted. Now what? It's like all of that. Or this big house is a little too big now. Oh my God. See how easy that is? So that's what I love. The release of it is, you cannot believe what an incredible relief that is. To close your eyes and say, like, this world holds nothing that I want. Here's my true gift within me. It is completely fulfilling me. It is all that I want. So that is something else. I love it. Yes. So it's so different. So you go through the process of accepting this. Now, you say, like, why would this take time? If you see what deal it is, why would you say no to it? And here is where you enter into the resistance to accepting these ideas. And that's perfectly all right. Like nobody forces you on anything. So that's the freedom that you have not to accept it. If that's what you want to use as an experiment for yourself, until you don't want that any longer. But still, like there's no force, there's no have to, must do kind of thing. It is just, if you really take a good look at it, You can't deny it. You see it's senseless to deny that something that is already given and totally available for you, you would reject and say like, no, I don't want that. And this is all that you do, is as long as you believe that there's something out there that is valuable to you. So that's all. I found something in chapter 26 that I want to share with you, because it's very lovely. So to increase that and to see what forgiveness really does, this came up to share. And it's really lovely, that's why I share it with you. Forgiveness turns the world of sin into a world of glory. Wonderful to see. Forgiveness turns the world of sin into a world of glory. Wonderful to see. Each flower shines in light. Every bird sings of the joy of heaven. And there's no sadness and there's no parting here, for everything is totally forgiven. And what has been forgiven must join, for nothing stands between, to keep them separate and apart. The sinless must perceive that they are one, for nothing stands between, to push the other off. And in this space which sin left vacant, do they join as one. And gladness, recognizing what is part of them, has not been kept apart and separate. The holy place on which you stand is but a space that sin has left. And here you see the face of Christ arising in its place. Who could behold the face of Christ and not recall his Father as he really is? Who could fear love and stand upon the ground where sin has left a place for heaven's altar, to rise and tower far above the world, and reach beyond the universe to touch the heart of all creation? Now here's something really interesting, since we're looking at the idea of heaven, of face of Christ, forgiveness, beyond the world, far above the world. Yeah. So here's the question: who could fear love and stand upon the ground where sin has left a place for heaven's altar, to rise and tower far above the world, and reach beyond the universe to touch the heart of all creation? So what language is this? Oh, where is this coming from? That's amazing. Who could fear love and stand upon the ground where sin has left a place for heaven's altar, to rise and tower far above the world, and reach beyond the universe to touch the heart of all creation? What is heaven but a song of gratitude and love and praise by everything created, the source of its creation to the source of its creation? What is heaven but a song of gratitude and love and praise by everything created to the source of its creation? The holiest of altars is set where once was sin believed to be. For here does every light of heaven come, to be rekindled and increased in joy. For here is what was lost to them restored, and all their radiance made whole again. So the holiest of altars is set where once was sin believed to be. For here does every light of heaven come, to be rekindled and increased in joy. For here is what was lost to them restored, and their radiance made whole again. See, this is so great. Here you see like the place, exactly the place in you where you have believed sin to be like a real spot, so to speak, a real thing, where you think you took a wrong turn or something was really, really, really dark or bad, or who knows what you have experienced. It's like in that exact spot is where the holiest of altars are placed, where you literally can come in touch with heaven. So this we use, and this is really like where healing takes place, is like exactly in that spot where you haven't forgiven, where you feel the hatred for your brother, where you cannot forgive yourself because of your mistake or whatever seemed to have happened, exactly right there. Or where the conflict was in your relationship in such a deep way, like exactly in that place is literally stands an altar ready to raise you up, literally raise you up to heaven. Like you only have to stand in that place, realizing, like not avoiding it, but realizing that that's the case, that exactly there something can change. And this is really the transition point, you could say, the transition point where things are actually happening. It is not about being on cloud nine, just floating over everything like, yoo-hoo, this is great, I love this transformation. Like, no, this is like, no, let's take a look at this. Here, this is happening in myself. I have to take a look at this. Now I go, it is not what it appears to be. What I thought this is, and what I made of it in my mind, isn't it. Now I allowed the healing to occur by standing right there and literally trusting that it cannot be what I think it will, what it is. It cannot be what I think it is or how I look at it. That's simply impossible. Now I want to experience the miracle of that, of seeing exactly what is given, what I have missed in that sense, what I still feel as pain, or what I still feel as something that's lacking, or something that I'm missing, literally. Like exactly in that point, something takes place. That is your place where to go to. That's where something can happen. Now, with this, it is always like you don't have to look for it. It will come up. It will come up in your consciousness to take a look at it. But then remember that this is given. Like, to refer back to to my initial awakening experiences, there was the fear. Like, I cannot stop being afraid of every step. Whether I take the step or not take the step, I'm just as much in fear. And I cannot live like that any longer. Now I'm going to literally surrender myself into that and see what happens. And it's like with no outcome in mind at all. Just completely being willing to put it down, to literally, hand it over. So this is where the miracle happens. This is where it truly happens in you, like making the transition from a human idea into a divine experience. It is not that you can do that. No, so the only thing that was what we read too, is like the only thing that's necessary is to open your consciousness. How do you open your consciousness? By being willing to give everything. Giving everything, handing it all over. Like, this world holds nothing that I want. I'm completely overwhelmed with anxiety, with fear, with sense of loss, with a pain so deep that it hurts me continuously, with who knows what. I put it down there. Like, I'm willing to completely hand it over. So my hands will be empty and my mind will be open. So some new experience can come to me. So that's the healing part. But you see, like, we're with the reading of these 140 review lessons, you see that that is exactly the thing that's taking place. This is so deep. Like, there can be no conflict about it. There can be no confusion about it. I lose the world from all I thought it was. Like, I cannot fail reaching the goal of truth. I cannot fail in doing that, because literally this world is not what I want. There is an alternative that I fully want to, say, receive in my consciousness. And then there's no idea of sacrifice anymore. No, there's just an idea of handing it over, of literally putting it down and saying, like, I don't want any of this. I keep, otherwise I would keep fooling myself and thinking that I can solve it, or thinking that I need something from here, or thinking that something outside of me can make me complete. So these are lessons that you learn in terms of years. It's like, yeah, you can learn it immediately. Great, wonderful, but it might take a moment. Like, this is a huge process that you're in literally learning to hand it over completely. Like, that's why it's like a full commitment to this, a full dedication to this is the easiest, because finally you're not, say, playing a game with your mind and thinking that you still want little things from it, just for yourself, just like, well, let's not talk about it, but I still want that as your little secret that you still carry with you. Now, this all needs to go. So that's why I'm saying it's like the full commitment to this, to dedicating yourself to hand everything over, all of it, would immediately give you the fulfillment that is available. Up to the point that you do that, you don't know what it is, and you can spiritualize it, you can write about it, but this is about your acceptance of that. Acceptance in terms of, this is the only thing I need to do. I don't need to do anything else. That's how simple it is. That's how difficult it is. That's how wonderful it is. It is miraculous. I put my ideas down, my desires, my little secret agenda. I put it down. And I wait. And I don't know what's going to happen. So that's so lovely. And in what we just read, you see, like, heaven is given to you in that action. Heaven is given to you. And heaven is the decision I must make. So this is another lesson. Like, heaven is the decision I must make. It will come in a couple of days. Like, heaven is the decision I must make. Of course. What is that decision? Handing everything over. Putting it down. Like, I'm not going to pick it up anymore. I'm leaving that. Literally leaving that. I don't need that to fulfill me. I don't need any of that. Anyway, so I said that. But this is exactly the point where that is occurring. Like, it's exactly there that it occurs. And it takes care of all of it. All of what you thought you needed. And that sounds too good to be true, but here's the one deal, you could say, that not only sounds good to be true, it is so also true. But here, I cannot convince you of that. So that's why we practice it. And you see that there are examples of it. You see it for yourself, like step by step you start to trust it more. And the more you trust that, you see it fulfilled in you. You see it working. You see it at work, and you start to trust that. That's all. So it literally comes down to growing your certainty that there is literally nothing that you want from this world, and that everything is given you. So why would you want anything from this world as you see it? Yeah, there was a Bible phrase. It's like John 3, I think it is. I was a bit in Bible today, so preparing a little bit for later today. But then in John 3 it says something. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that everyone who believes in him shall not perish, but shall have eternal life. So God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, and that everyone who believes in him shall not perish, but shall have eternal life. Now here, this is, like it says in the Course too, it's like this is in fact misinterpreted a lot, because God so loves the real world, not the world that you have made with your ideas. No, God gave the real world to his Son, is really what this is. Like, he gave the real world to his Son because he loves his Son, and he gave the real world to his Son. Otherwise it sounds like he sacrificed his Son into this world, and yeah, he suffered and died and luckily resurrected. And like, no, that's not the case at all. For God so loved the real world that he gave to his one and only Son, that everyone who believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Now this, I wanted to mention this because it comes up, of course. It's like the only real thing about the real world, like the real world is the real deal, you could say. That is the world that doesn't have things, that doesn't have buildings, that doesn't have like all these attributes that we think the world is. Now God so loved his Son that he literally gave the real world to him. He, like, this is so wonderful, and only understandable if you hear it, that it has to do with the real world. There is no sacrifice being asked, is what I'm sharing. It's like there's no sacrifice being asked. No, it is a total gift to enter into the real world, to see beyond the appearances, to see beyond the form, to see that, yes, indeed, my eyes are showing me something that's already over, and the past is gone. So why would I entertain myself with anything? This world holds nothing that I want. The world I see with my eyes holds nothing that I want. But behind this world is a world I truly want. This is the world that God has given to his loving Son. Like, he gave that as a gift for his total love for his Son. All right, so this is the miracle recap, and we reviewed some lessons. We were diving into heaven, into the idea of heaven. It's like, how does that actually work with heaven? How do you get there? What do I need to do for it? That's always the question. What do I need to do for it? Well, put everything down. Put every desire that you think you still have down. See it for what it is. See this world for what it is. And the only thing that happens is that you escape it because you lose every idea about it. Now this we practice in the Miracle Recap. And thank you so much for doing that with me. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.